Welcome to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Basics podcast, a lifestyle podcast with a magical twist. I'm your host, Caitlin May, and I'm a self-proclaimed Disney adult and childless millennial who is obsessed with Harry Potter, Florida Sunshine, and all things basic. Here on the podcast, I chat weekly about everything Disney, Harry Potter, theme park news, and navigating my basic late 20s life. Welcome back, Magical Basics. I hope you are doing well. I am so pumped for you to listen to this episode. This week's guest is so special to me, and I can't wait for you to listen to her episode. But first, here is the Bibbidi Bobbidi broadcast. So let's start in the Magic Kingdom. The Magic Kingdom has actually updated their park hours for select days this month of October. So typically it's about half an hour to an hour of opening later, like not opened later, but staying open longer, I should say. The link to the updated park hours and the days that applies to is linked down below. So if you are going to the Magic Kingdom anytime this October, be sure that you are checking to see if you can enjoy the magic a little bit longer. There's also going to be a new stage show announced for the Very Merriest After Hours party called Mickey and Minnie's Very Merry Memories. That's kind of a tongue twister, but it's so precious at the same time. The after party will also include a parade, a fireworks show, and complimentary snacks. And that is going to be what is replacing Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party this year. No word if that is something that will last into the future. But as for this year, that is what is happening this holiday season. For Epcot news, Anthony Gonzalez, the voice of Miguel from Coco, surprise visited and performed at Epcot with the mariachi band. If you want to check out the video of his surprise visit, it is linked down below. It's so precious. And I was kind of quite sad that we were not in Epcot there to see him play. 'Tis the season for holiday news, let me tell you. We now have a full list of the food items and food returning for Festival of the Holidays. This will be from November 26th through December 30th. I love Festival of the Holidays, so I'm so excited to eat all of the festive goodies and experience Christmas at Disney. Speaking of Christmas at Disney, we got a sneak peek of the celebrity narrators announced for the candlelit processional. Some include Cheetah Rivera, Pat Sajak, and the one that I am most excited for and absolutely need to see is Jodie Benson, the voice of The Little Mermaid. Dining packages also have come back for the processional. They are showcasing the Beer Garden, the Coral Reef Restaurant, Garden Grill, and the Rose and Crown. So if you are wanting to do a dining package and the candlelit processional this year, those are your choices. Now for the story, the kicker story of the week, I should say. So Christmas has already come to Walt Disney World, especially at Hollywood Studios. Vintage-looking holiday mugs are stocking the shelves and Shop Disney. And red and white holiday stars are now lining our stroll down Sunset Boulevard. So let me know if you feel holly jolly about this, or do you want spooky vibes to have its own time? I would love to hear from you down below in the comments. Moving on to Disney's Animal Kingdom. This also is another park that is included in the updated park hours on select days for this month. They will be open later. The park will be opened later on certain days in October. So be sure you're checking that link down below if you are visiting this month. Across to the West Coast at Disneyland, the Disneyland monorail is now reopening after being closed due to the pandemic. Masks will be required while on board, same for the monorail here in Walt Disney World. Disney Cruise Line released their 2023 itineraries. Castaway Club members, DVC members, and Adventures by Disney Adventure Insiders can now book before they go on sale to the general public on October 21st. Disney Wish and Fantasy will leave from Port Canaveral, head to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Disney Dream will do the same, but from Miami. Disney Magic will leave from Galveston to Grand Cayman and Cozumel, and then it will move to New Orleans for its first ever port out of New Orleans in March to start its journeys there, as well as Disney Wonder. So if you are embarking on a Disney cruise anytime soon, the complete list is linked down below. Other Disney news. Disney is developing a film about the opening of Disneyland for Disney Plus. No more details just yet, but that is very exciting. Adventure Through the Walt Disney World Archives is a new documentary that will debut on Disney Plus on November 19th. It actually debuted in June of 2020, but only to D23 Fan Club Gold members. So I'm very excited for more people to be able to enjoy the behind-the-scenes magic from this documentary about the archives. So that is it for our Bibbidi Bobbidi broadcast today. Let's dive right in to this exciting episode. This guest is so special to me because it is my sister Brooke, and I'm so excited for you to hear about her journey with Disney and her undying love for it, and get a little glimpse at the relationship that I have with her and the fact that Disney just brings us closer together. So here is my sister Brooke. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, be sure that you're leaving us a rate and review and sharing it with someone that you think would enjoy it. If you leave your Instagram name in your review, you might get chosen as the basic of the week. So be sure that you are doing that. But let's get on into this episode. I know you guys are dying to listen. Hello, Magical Basics. Have you been thinking about starting your own podcast, but you don't really know where to begin? I completely understand, because when Bibbidi Bobbidi Basics first launched, I felt the same exact way. Thank goodness I had Anchor to help me. If you've never heard of Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. I know what you're thinking. Katie, is it really that easy? Oh, it is. So let me tell you how. First, it's completely free. We love that. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And then Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's literally everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you so much to Anchor for sponsoring this episode. All right, I am so excited for today's episode. We are with my sister Brooke this week. Brooke, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I'm so excited for you to be on. I just think it's so fun that people are basically going to get an insight in what our normal conversations are like, because we talk about this stuff.
All we talk about.
Yeah, we just talk about this stuff in general.
Yeah.
So let's start off with what the Magical Basics need to know about you.
Obviously.
Yes.
My name's Brooke. I am 23 and I'm a teacher. I teach 5th grade science and social studies. It's been interesting. I live in Iota, Louisiana. I'm engaged.
Our hometown.
I actually got,
and she lives in our childhood home.
The house, yes. And I'm engaged. Got engaged at Disney World, actually, planned by my lovely sister Caitlin. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the basics.
I just thought it was so funny the other day when I was at home and Blake, Brooke's fiance, was like, "Wow, Katie, you've been really like invested in our relationship. Like, you pretty much did the whole engagement and now you did the whole bachelorette party." And I'm like, yeah, Blake, that's like what sisters do.
That happens, yeah.
Okay, so obviously we come from the same family. So Brooke and I have very passionate feelings about Disney and Harry Potter. Hence the reason for this podcast and this episode just in general. But I want to hear your Hogwarts house.
Well, I think it's so funny and so appropriate because my Hogwarts house has my future last name in it. I'm a Hufflepuff, and I am a soon-to-be Huff. So, yeah. So, yeah, my Hogwarts house is Hufflepuff.
You could not have chosen something more perfect. Like, the serendipity that was that situation is so funny to me. Do you feel like the Sorting Hat putting you in Hufflepuff is accurate? Like, do you identify with Hufflepuff, or do you feel like one of the other three houses is more like what you think you are?
I feel like, especially from the movies, the Hufflepuff was a little, downplayed. But when you look at the traits that they have, I definitely feel like I fit in there. I'm not brave like Gryffindor, so couldn't be in there. I'm not a bookworm like Ravenclaw, can't be in there. And I'm not very cunning or sneaky, so could not be in Slytherin. And Hufflepuff is, they're very loyal. I feel like I'm pretty loyal for the most part. So yeah, I definitely think that they got it right. I never would have thought that. Before I did the test, I truly thought I was going to get Gryffindor just because,
too.
Yeah, and then when they gave it and kind of gave reasonings, I was like, oh, they know you better than you know yourself. So it's fine.
Honestly, you being so self-aware to be like, I don't belong in any of the other houses is probably the most Hufflepuff thing you've ever done.
Right? We're just kind of like the rejects. You don't fit in the other three, so eh.
But at least you live near the kitchen.
Weasel. Yeah.
That is a plus. Right. And yes, Hufflepuffs were very skirted over in the films. I mean, you do have Cedric Diggory, the bayest of all the bays. R.I.P.
But that's it.
But at least you are getting your due diligence in Fantastic Beasts. So, on to Disney. Let's talk about your favorite Disney film.
Hands down. I love so many of them, but I have to go with Beauty and the Beast.
And why?
I mean, I feel like that's one of the first movies I ever, actually remember watching. Mm-hmm. I mean, we grew up watching Disney movies, but I feel like that was the first one that I really remember. And I think, as a little girl, I don't really know why I chose that movie, but kind of growing up, I think I like it because... This is so cliche and basic, but, I mean, I'm on Bibbidi Bobbidi.
You're in good company,
basic,
so
yeah. But,
you live your life.
I think, growing up, seeing Belle fall in love with this, hideous beast just for what he was on the inside, I was like, you go, girl. I don't know if I could ever do that, but you go, girl.
No, I love that. Literally, ever since I can remember, some of my first memories of you, when you were little, was, you having this, undying love for Belle and Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. And I guess also because Belle, I look like Belle, so that probably also kind of drew me to her. Yeah.
I feel like you could never change, though, because there's so many things of us growing up and us that represents us around our parents' house that's Katie is the Little Mermaid and Brooke is Belle. So on the ornament, you can't just wake up one day and be like, I don't like Belle anymore. We're too invested at this point.
I couldn't. It's like those pictures from Caroline's Princess Party where you're dressed like the Little Mermaid and I'm dressed like Belle. And I'm 3 years old and I'm oh yeah, I mean, you knew it back then. You have to find those.
I totally forgot about that Princess Party. We have to find the picture and put it on the socials. I have to text Mom, right after we finish recording.
I will find them. I will find them.
I forgot about that princess
But
party.
we started off like...
Okay, so now we're going to do something that I named the lightning bolt round. I was trying to be cute and Harry Pottery, but I don't know if it's going to stick just yet. But basically, it is a lightning round of just random questions. John's going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and I'll read you the question, and you can either try and answer, know for a fact an answer, or say skip. Okay? You ready?
Okay.
A lot of these are opinion questions. So literally just the first thing that comes to your head, like, just spit it out. Cool?
All right.
Jonathan, are we ready? He's giving me the thumbs up, so let's go. Okay, first off, hot take. Do you start in Mexico or Canada?
Mexico. Best nachos.
Okay. God. Least favorite Pixar film?
Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Skip. I can't think about that one.
Okay. Favorite Disney World show? Like stage show?
Beauty and the Beast show, obviously.
Least favorite Harry Potter film?
I'd have to say probably the first or the second. I skip those.
Same. Harry Potter villain that you love to hate?
Oh, probably Lucius Malfoy.
Oh, good one. Okay, this is a trivia question. Who was the only Disney main character who didn't talk throughout his entire film?
It's not Steamboat Willie. I don't know.
No, it's Dumbo.
Oh, of course.
Okay, who is the only princess who was inspired by an actual person?
Pocahontas?
Yes. If you could have any country added to World Showcase, what would it be?
Greece. Where that stupid little Africa thing is. Africa's already an animal kingdom. We don't need it in Epcot. That should be Greece.
Preach.
Just saying.
Preach. Saddest Disney death?
Oh. I don't know. This is not necessarily... probably when Mama Coco dies in Coco. That whole movie just, like, tears me apart. So probably that.
Fair. Okay, that's the timer. Literally, oh my gosh, Coco wrecked me.
Like, I still sit and boohoo cry. I don't boohoo cry. Like, I don't. But I sit and I boohoo cry as if it was the first time I watched that freaking movie.
I know.
Every day on Dia de los Muertos, I am watching the movie.
Like, that's coming up. It's about to be Coco season. Actually, when they're listening to it right now, this episode right now, it's spooky season. It's Coco season.
Ooh.
No, we watched Coco like right after Papa died.
Oh God.
Which was the worst thing we could have ever done, but I didn't know what it was about. So
I did not expect it. I did not expect it.
Me either. I was like, oh, fun Disney movie. Ha 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 ha.
No.
And I'm like in bed, like weeping into like takeout pasta. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I remember sitting on my bed and like you just was like, oh my God, a new Disney movie, put it on Disney Plus. You know, mom and dad are in the kitchen and I'm like dead. And they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, just get out. Just go. Like, don't even talk to me. Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
So let's get into some of the juicier questions. Okay? Are we ready?
Got the ready fingers.
Yeah, we got the ready fingers. Okay, first question. What was the first time that you ever went to Disney and Universal?
So, first Disney trip, I feel like I was 3, maybe 4?
Yeah. not
Yeah, I
much
mean,
older than
I was
that.
young.
4 would be the
Yeah,
oldest, I would think.
I was to say, I was not in school yet. So I was either 3 or 4. I have few, like, memories here and there of that trip. But, so that was the first time to Disney. I don't think we went to Universal that time. I really don't remember our first trip to Universal. I know that...
I feel like our first trip to Universal was when... Was it when Ben came with us?
Maybe so, because I remember there's, you know, like, seeing pictures and stuff.
I think that was the first
we,
time because Ben, Danny, and Amanda were all with us, and they were old enough to, like, actually really appreciate the roller coasters there.
Right. And, so, I mean, not much older than 3 or 4, probably, like, 7.
Right.
6, 7. First time for Universal, I guess. So, yeah.
Okay, so follow-up question to your first time at Disney. You said you didn't really remember your first time, so what was the time that you actually do remember, the one that's kind of stuck in your head?
The first, I guess, probably full trip that I actually remember, I guess I was about 9 or 10, and we went around Christmas with the Trolls. And I feel like that's one of my, like, the trip that I really fully remember, you know, like, I guess I was older and could do more stuff. So that's probably one of the first trips I actually, like, remember. And probably, I guess, around that time for Universal also.
Yeah. So what is it about that trip that made you want to go back? Or, like,
Seeing
made you
park,
fall in love with it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was the first time we saw the park dressed up for Christmas. Which, if anybody has ever been there when the Christmas decorations are up, you know how magical it is. I mean, the massive Christmas trees. I am a whore for Christmas.
Same.
Love Christmas.
We are big Christmas stands in the Stanford family.
You might have to edit that part out.
We will not edit that part out.
Okay.
That just...
But...
Yeah, John said it's going to be your pull quote for our whole media kit. I am a whore for Christmas.
I mean, it's true. Like, Christmas time is... and like you said, our whole family, it's in our blood. Like... Yeah. Yeah. And so, I guess just... it being Christmas time and being at Disney, like, all together, it was just, like, yeah.
It was magical overload.
Yeah, it pulled me in, you know?
So, piggybacking off of that, why is Disney so special to you?
I think Disney's so special, especially, I feel like I can appreciate this more now as a 23-year-old with a full-time job and 2 college degrees. It helps you... become a kid again. Like, immediately when you walk in, I mean, the last time I was there, I was getting engaged. But even with that massive, like, adult life change, I still felt like a child. Just, I don't know, I guess just, you know, seeing, like, the characters that you grew up watching. You know, spoiler, not the real characters, but they're real to me. Just seeing those, I guess, just kind of makes you feel like a child. And, you know, I don't get adrenaline rushes for many things anymore, you know. My drive to work is my most exciting thing. So, like, getting adrenaline rushes, you know, riding the rides or, like...
John and Brooke are best friends, just so you guys know.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. John is my spirit animal. He just doesn't know it. His hair is better than mine, and... he understands my jokes and loves my phrases. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I feel like there's many things that lead to me loving Disney so much. It just, plus, like, they have stepped up their food game. And also, being over 21 and getting to go to Epcot.
Drinking around the world, baby.
Yeah, I mean, that just says enough itself. So yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm a whore for Disney. Yeah.
Whore for Disney?
Oh, I'm a whore for Christmas, but I'm a whore. Yeah. I mean, both. It's fine. I would sell my soul for Disney.
That's fair.
And almost did by by doing the DCP, but
yeah, good segue. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
You love Disney so much that you actually got accepted into the DCP. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, let's see. The beginning of 2019, before the world lost its shit, I got accepted into the DCP, which is the Disney College Program, for fall of 2019. No,
2020.
2020, yes. Fall of 2020. So I was so excited. My friend Brittany was going to come. We were going to do it together. I was going to work and live at Disney for like 7 months. And the job that I had gotten assigned was quick service food and beverage. I don't know where I was going to work. They don't assign that until like 2 weeks before you leave. Mm-hmm. So I don't know about that, but I do know I was supposed to work in quick service. But yeah, COVID hit, and the rest is history. They canceled DCP for a while, and it's back. And I contemplated, they basically told us, look, you can have your spot back if you want it. But life just had moved on, and it wasn't the time for me to do that anymore. But yeah, I was supposed to do the DCP.
You said that you don't know the location, but you do know your job. So if you could pick any quick service that you could do, which one would have been like your chosen place to be quick service?
Yeah, I contemplated this a lot.
Well, first of all, which park would you want to be in?
So, after talking to people who did the DCP and were also in quick service, just people who did the DCP in general, they kind of said my friend Callie did it, worked in Magic Kingdom, quick service. She had one of the ice cream carts. And she kind of said that seeing the behind the scenes of Magic Kingdom kind of made her immune to the magic, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think I probably would have wanted to do quick service either in Epcot or Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Animal Kingdom just because of all the animals that you get to see every day, and I don't know, the feel of just being outside over there. But then also Epcot's my girl, so I don't know. If I could have it, the dream spot would probably be working one of the carts in World Showcase. One of the little just drink carts, honestly.
Or the crepe, well, it's not a crepe cart anymore, but
the
little crepe cart would have been fun. I don't know, man. If I had to do quick service, Brooke's but then I also but I think I would choose Casey's Corner.
Well, that's what also I was I wouldn't be upset if I got Main Street USA, but whatever.
I feel
Casey's
I would
Corner,
love Casey's Corner.
Or even Cosmic Rays, getting to see the castle all the time. I don't know. But yeah, so.
I'm really sorry that you didn't get to do your DCP.
Yeah, me too.
And be a little cast member. I was so looking
forward to, getting my cast member pin and, taking advantage of that hefty cast member discount. But it's fine. I mean, I would have been gone for the holidays. I would have missed Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. So that would have sucked. I would have had to work all that time. So, I mean, I guess that is maybe one of the good things. But, it sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it all worked out, though, because you were able to get your master's degree.
Yes.
So
and I probably... Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten it had I done the DCP. I feel like if I did the DCP, I would probably have just stayed in Florida.
That would be everything to me, because then you would be here with us.
I know, right?
And we could just be going every weekend. Every day. Actually, who are we kidding? Every day.
I was going to say every day. Every meal. Just,
we just eat our way through World Showcase. Every night for dinner.
I mean, I would have no problem with that at all. World Showcase, you could, like, I could totally just go there every day for every meal, and I would be completely content. And yeah,
because
not even yeah, there's so many options, and you don't even have to put me there during a festival. Like, I can do it on a normal day. Like, oh God, I think about the food in World Showcase, and my mouth literally starts to water.
So let's just bounce off of that, because I just love your passion for World Showcase and its cuisine.
It's so true. Like, yeah.
So right now, if I said, walk outside your door, I did some magic, and World Showcase is right outside, what pavilion are you going straight to, and what dish are you going to eat?
It truly depends on the mood. Like, what am I in the mood for? Because I'll be honest, I could kill some chicken parmesan at Via Napoli in Italy, and that pavilion is beautiful. But then I also could go kill some sushi and hibachi in Japan. But, like, give me a margarita and some nachos in Mexico, and I will be content. So, like, it truly just depends.
We have not eaten dinner yet, and all of these foods, you're just like, listen, and my tummy is like, I need them all.
Right? Yeah, I mean, if I were y'all, I'd get a reservation and just go eat supper there, but whatever.
Let's just do that, Jonathan. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Hey, look, if I could do it, I'd probably be like 500 pounds, but it's a good thing you walk a lot at Disney.
But you would be happy.
Right? Just roll me out. It's fine.
So why do you think Disney is so important to so many people? You go to the parks and you see people from literally all walks of life, all opinions, all religions, all perspectives, but yet we all flock to this one place. What about Disney do you think pulls us all in?
Kind of going off of like why I said it was important for me, I feel like it's also a big reason for a lot of people. I mean, obviously, if you have kids, they're probably going to watch Disney Channel or shows or whatever. So it's exciting for them, right? It's a fun place. It's family friendly. So that's a good place for people to bring their families. But I mean, you know just as well as I do, you and I are both childless millennials. For people like us that don't have kids that go for that aspect, and I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody. You might have your own reasons. But it just takes the burden of life off of you for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like when you go there, I don't know, you know, things just aren't as big and important as they are when you're out in the real boring world. I don't know. It just, at least that's how it is for me. And I feel like that's how it is for some people. You know, like you can feel like that carefree kid again. I mean, yeah.
So, yes, I completely agree with what you were saying. Just, I like how you phrased it, like, things don't seem or feel as heavy or important or life-changing when you're there. And I think another element that you probably can really relate to as well, especially for me, is that, like, it just brings you back. Like, I have so many good memories, yes, of when we were little going to the parks, but also, like, we saw Peter Pan the other day. And I'm like, I remember watching Peter Pan in that green, the blanket that was green on one side and burgundy on the other.
Red. Yes, burgundy.
I just remember laying that out on the floor and having a bunch of pillows and us, like, laying side by side watching, like, Peter Pan and Pocahontas, and just seeing those characters again just puts me back in such good memories that you don't think about every single day, you know, unless you're like immersed in that experience.
Yeah, I completely agree. Absolutely.
One thing that I do want to talk about, and you mentioned at the beginning of the episode, but you got engaged at Disney.
I did.
It was so much fun. It was very nerve-wracking. I was very stressed. Yeah. Brooke was,
it was great for me.
Happy like a little peach. I was very stressed leading up to it. But and I have still have the footage of you when it happened and stuff like that. So we'll put a couple snapshots on the Instagram. So if you want to look at that, you can go. But let's talk a little bit about just your engagement just in general, but why you feel like Blake chose Disney to do it at.
Well, yeah. So obviously I didn't have anything to do with the whole planning portion of it. Mm-hmm. That was props to you.
We have Hillary.
Yes, Hillary
Van Way to thank for that. So thank you so much, Hillary.
Yes, she's a rock star. Book all your Disney trips through her.
100,000%.
Yeah, she pulls some mad strings. But sorry, what did you ask me? You asked me about the thing, but specifically, what was your question?
Okay, first part of the question, just tell us a little bit about the engagement just in general.
Okay. So, and then why did Blake choose it?
Yes, and then why you think Blake chose Disney to do it at.
My bad, been teaching children all day, so my brain's a little
fried.
Yeah, so it was during Mardi Gras break. I had off of school. Blake, for those of you that don't know Blake is a farmer. He farms rice and crawfish down here in South Louisiana with my dad. So this was during crawfish season. I mean, right in the middle of it. So he was having to, fish the crawfish ponds every day, and he wasn't able, so I thought, was not going to be able to come to Disney with us. So Blake's aunt and his two cousins were planning to come with us also. They had made their reservations and everything. Mom and I flew over there. We're staying with Katie and John, and it's Valentine's Day. And they were very sneaky about this, I will have to say, because looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have known something was up, because Katie changed our reservation for Valentine's Day, and instead, I forgot where we were supposed to go that first day, but she was like, no, we have to go to Magic Kingdom.
Yes, so Jonathan had never been to Animal Kingdom at this point, and if you know Jonathan, he loves animals, okay? So he was so psyched to go to Animal Kingdom. He was like, I can't do
Yeah, because that was one of the 2 days he could actually come.
Yeah, it was the first day. It was Valentine's Day was a Sunday, right? It was a Sunday. Yes. And it was the first day that we were going to be there. He was so psyched to go to Animal Kingdom. And he was like, I can't do the full 5 days at Disney vacation because I have to work. But I definitely want to go to Animal Kingdom. And then when Blake sprung the fact that he was going to propose to Brooke, here's the thing you got to know behind the scenes. Blake's aunt got prepped at Christmas. That's why they had booked a Disney trip that coordinated with ours. So me and Mom just thought that they randomly just decided to come with us. So we were like, okay,
Blake
that's cute, but weird, but okay.
Blake didn't ask my parents. So we got engaged on February 14th. He didn't ask my parents until February 1st.
100%.
So y'all had 13 days to plan.
Yes. Yeah. So, and then Mom didn't even call me and tell me until the 3rd. So then it was even less to get Blake reservations, which because of COVID, you make park reservations now. So it's not like before COVID where we could just be okay, cool, buy a ticket and show up.
Yeah, at that point, it was only 40% capacity? It was still pretty low.
I was struggling to get him, which is where Hillary came in. So again, Hillary, if you're listening to this, you are literally an angel. Thank you so much, because none of this would have happened without you. But we then had to get Blake park reservations. switch the animal kingdom because, like, he had to do it in front of the castle. And I'm like, well, you can't just ghost us for a whole day and be in Orlando. And, you know, so, like, now we had to switch Animal Kingdom to Magic Kingdom, so John didn't get to go to Animal Kingdom.
Poor John. At least he can go now.
Yes. It was just, it was so funny how it ended up all working out. So back to what you were saying about how you didn't realize. I don't know how you didn't catch on because we had to change so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, like, he had mentioned before, like, jokingly, or not even jokingly, he just was like, yeah, I was gonna try to propose at Disney, but it just, like, the plans fell through. Like, he mentioned that to me, like, a week or so before we left to go. And so that kind of, like, raised some red flags, because I'm like, why would you even tell me that? Like, you know, whatever. But then I'm like, okay, like, Blake is a last-minute person. There's no way he got this planned out. I did not think he would be able to pull it off. So...
Well, because he didn't, I did.
Yeah, that's true.
Me and Hillary
did. So anyway, right, yeah. So I have no idea Blake is even there at Disney. And we go to the park that morning, hang out for a little bit, and Katie had told me that she booked a photographer to get, like, just good pictures of, like, us, you know, me, her, and Mom, and her and John. And I should have known then, because, like, we don't do that stuff. But, whatever. Anyway, so we're waiting here for this photographer. Photographer, like, you know, shows up. She's taking pictures, whatever. And Katie and I are facing the castle with our backs turned to the photographer. And then I feel a little tap on my shoulder. And this is the line that he...
Which is arguably my favorite part of the proposal.
The whole proposal, yeah. I don't even remember what else he said. But he taps me on the shoulder and was like, hey, do you know any good crawfish ponds around here? And for those of you who know Blake, you're probably laughing at that. But, yeah, so he, after that, like, you know how they say sometimes you, like, black out? I kind of blacked out. Because I was like, oh, my God, is this really happening? What the hell? But anyway, so, yeah, he, you know, gets down, does the whole knee thing, whatever. Woo. And we got some really good pictures. You know, the photographer that Katie had booked, you know,
Hillary
took some little... Yeah. Shout out to you, Hillary. She took some pictures of us, and I still love them to this day because they were, you know, right in front of the castle, and I don't know, it was just so, like, magical. And yeah, and then we just, you know, got to enjoy the rest of the day, like, with our family, and you know, calling everybody. We were so excited. And then, as if the day couldn't be any more full of surprises, they let me know that they had gotten Blake and I a private dinner at Be Our Guest, which I've been ranting and raving about how Belle is my girl this whole episode. So that is the Beauty and the Beast themed restaurant in Magic Kingdom. So Blake and I got to go and have our own little dinner there, and best food I've ever eaten on Disney property.
1000%.
Like, oh my God. We had, you know, a bottle of champagne, and they gave us some desserts because, you know, we had gotten engaged. And, yeah, it was... I could not have planned it any better myself.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So, because everything was so last minute, the Magic Memory, which is the photographer, was booked, like, the 11th. Like Hillary had just been calling and calling and calling. And, of course, not only is Blake last minute, he's choosing to propose to you on Valentine's Day.
Right, yeah. Like, literally, the photographer, we met up with her at, like, what, 11, 12-ish? And she told us, she was like, yeah, this was my 4th proposal today.
Yeah.
Like, that was weird. And like, we ended up walking up on a proposal, like, taking our pictures. Like, yeah, I mean, it's Valentine's Day at Magic Kingdom, like.
Yeah. So Hillary snagged the magic, like, the memory photographer. I'm pretty sure, like, probably the 10th or 11th of February. And then she didn't manage to snag the Be Our Guest until that morning.
Oh, really?
Like, that was something
no
that,
idea.
and like, I had asked Blake, I was like, hey, I'm trying my hardest to get this reservation for all of us. If I can only get a 2-person, would you rather that? And he was like, no, I want all of us to be able to eat together. And I was like, that's sweet and all, but the answer is that I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get what I can
because
get.
For that many people, that's...
Right, because there was
kind of
4 of us plus Blake,
there was
so
7,
5,
right?
and then 3 more. So, yeah, 7
or
of
8?
us.
Yeah, 7 or 8, yeah.
Trying to get... First of all, a last-minute reservation at Be Our Guest, LOL. On Valentine's Day, double LOL. For 7 people, not going to happen. So I was, like, just holding out hope that at least a 2-person came available. And, like, she texted me, like, at, like, 6 a.m. And Hillary's in, like, West Coast time. So,
right, yeah.
Like... She was busting her butt to get the reservation. And I was, like, so excited. I, like, walked up to Mom, and I was in tears. And we were, like, whispering because you were getting ready in the bathroom. And I was like, we got to Be Our Guest.
Yeah!
Yeah. So.
Oh, my God.
No, it was so magical. It was such a magical, like, experience. And just seeing, like, the cast members like interact with you guys for your engagement, especially like you wore your engaged pins like for the next couple days in the other parts, and everybody just made it so magical.
They really did. Like, yeah, I mean, it's hard to describe other than it was so magical. Like, yeah. Very
Blake,
cool. Highly recommend it, guys.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
10 out of 10. I can hit you up with some people that know how to plan it.
Okay, Brooke, so last question of the episode. I want to end out the episode with the most basic thing you've ever done. And it can be just in general, or it can be the most basic thing you've ever done at Disney or Universal, or you can answer all 3 sections of that question.
Well, for those of you that know me, I'm pretty basic. Like I told you, everything I do is basic. But most basic Disney thing. I feel like it probably like pictures that you take, you know? You know, you have those basic, like, in front of the castle pictures. They're, you know, classic, but pretty basic. You know, I don't usually get adventurous, but that's probably because I usually don't have a lot of time at the Disney parks.
Yeah.
So, and probably like the most basic thing at Universal, I'm just going to say Harry Potter because that's the main part of Universal.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're only there for the Wizarding World.
Yeah. That would probably be drinking a butterbeer and like taking a cute like boomerang of it, you know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty basic.
We love that. We celebrate here.
Yeah, you know, I don't have much, I'm not very adventurous, so, but it's fine. It's worked for me so far.
It has worked for me up until now, so we're
thriving.
Good.
Yeah.
We're truly thriving. Well, thank you so much for coming on the pod, Brooke.
It was a good time.
Yes, it was. It honestly really did just feel like a normal conversation.
Right, yeah. I mean, I feel like this is every time we're together, or like even talking on the phone, not even just like being together in person. This is what we talk about, so it's fine.
Yep. This is literally
I have a lot of hot takes. I have a lot of hot takes about Disney.
Well, Brooke, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Love you. I'll talk to you later.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow the pod and let me know what you thought of today's episode. All of our links are in the show notes and description box down below. And if you're listening to today's episode, please give us a rate and review, and don't forget to include your Instagram handle to be featured as our basic of the week. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I upload new episodes on Wednesday and other videos for more Magic Mondays. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Until then, Basics, stay magical.